You believe you've seen it all, but you haven't, I assure you. Nobody anticipated Chrissy Lampkin, whom we all assumed we knew from television, passing away in court today. Not only was she experiencing an emotional breakdown, but her entire world was collapsing in real time. The fact that Camron is the last person anyone expected to have the secret evidence that would ultimately lead to her demise makes it even odder. What did he do? He left behind evidence that is classified and will shortly dispel all of our presumptions regarding Chrissy's covert recordings, shocking documents, and other information that wasn't meant to be public knowledge. This is not another courtroom drama, so don't expect that. Camron's actions have the potential to ruin Chrissy's career, and nobody is prepared for what will happen. You'll be left wondering about more than simply the issue itself in a controversy like this one. Watch closely because you will witness a bombshell of colossal proportions. Chrissy Lampkin strolled into the courthouse as though she still had control of the story. And the day began like any other court day, with people lining the streets and paparazzi flashing. Behind that glamorous exterior, a woman is just a few seconds away from a full-blown public breakdown, and no one, not even Chrissy, was prepared for the mayhem. Hair that is slicked to the sky, big shades, and pricey heels, a man she hadn't spoken to in years was sitting in the courtroom that day, silent but deadly, and that was about to blow up. This wasn't the "I'm here to support my friends" mindset. Cam had a mission. Like the silence before a full-fledged reality TV storm, the court began to calmly. A mysterious silver briefcase emerged on the prosecution's desk after the attorneys bowed as the judge entered. When they plugged in the flash drive, the atmosphere in the room altered. The first thing that appeared were screenshots of encrypted WhatsApps, deleted messages, and hundreds or thousands of group chats. This was obviously not a straightforward civil matter, with the exception of Chrissy's nervous acrylics tapping. On the tabletop, the courtroom was quiet, but the startling voice note that made for 10 full seconds, "No one in that room breathes." The stolen security camera footage from a posh Miami hotel suite showed Chrissy pacing in heels, shouting on a phone and talking to someone known only as G. She was rambling on about Cam's account manipulation. Her voice was one of rage, hatred, and desperation. "They think I'm letting Jim die alone? They're insane. I made this boom and I own it." The entire courtroom gasped as she said, "If he talks, I'll burn the whole Dipset empire to the ground." Because how did Cam obtain this? Movie and who was G? When the judge genuinely pleaded with everyone to settle down, Chrissy's face became white and her jaw tensed as if she were trying to suppress a scream. Cam and Chrissy had been dating for a long time before VH1's Love and Hip Hop, although most people are unaware of this. Before they began wearing matching Gucci on red carpets, they were almost family. However, rumors have it that things deteriorated in 2018. Following a significant argument about a backdoor deal involving real estate funds that disappeared for no apparent reason. According to unnamed insiders close to the courtroom, Camron has remained silent for years and never received his piece. According to another leak, insiders claim that Cam did not come to persuade others, but rather for personal reasons. Chrissy allegedly used roughly $150,000 from a fake women's empowerment group to launch a private luxury business. But the endeavor never really took off. Instead, it was Chrissy's unplanned transformation. When stylists and makeup artists created moments for photographers using charity funds meant for single mothers. In addition to the long-signed NDA, the IRS is allegedly keeping tabs on every transaction. Dated 2018 that described a private dispute between Cam, Jim, and Chrissy that involved physical threats, recording devices, and purported payments to keep the matter confidential. What do you know? Was leaked page by page, line by line, and Cam's team gave it to the court like a steakhouse menu. Chrissy's lawyer attempted to raise an objection, arguing that it was irrelevant history. But the judge didn't think the request was legitimate. Therefore, he rejected it. Chrissy lost it at that point, leaned forward. and muttered something to her lawyer before breaking down in tears and wiping mascara on her eyes. Not the type of tears you see on TV, but the kind that come when you realize you're losing everything. As the cameras focused on her face, you could hear her saying that he shouldn't have done this. But Cam sat still and acted as though he was. Everyone was so preoccupied with Chrissy that they failed to notice that Cam's legal team had additional allegations against him. It was heartbreaking to see justice ultimately denied. Reporting on finances, Chrissy was allegedly manipulating production costs on several seasons of Love and Hip Hop in order to use show money to move funds to her private business partnerships, according to an unidentified source. She allegedly persuaded a young public relations assistant to sign a fictitious invoice claiming $22,000 in media placement fees that were actually used for her birthday yacht party in Turks and Caicos in order to finance extravagant vacations under the pretense of business retreats. To make matters worse, the assistant currently works for a rival network. And guess what? She is reportedly prepared to testify. TikTok was erupting with conspiracy videos. Instagram blogs were going crazy, and Twitter was on fire. Some people think Cam set this up, while others think Chrissy overreached him with something behind the scenes. They pop every 5 minutes. According to one reply, about time someone pulled her card. Regardless, the public had clearly quickly turned against her. Even celebrities were chiming in, was another comment. And this is why I have verified. Producer tweeted, "The judge now had Chrissy's freedom on the line because this was not just a messy love triangle scandal, but one involving RICO energy racketeering, financial fraud, tampering, and possibly even obstruction." Meanwhile, people in the courtroom were talking about how the federal agents were in the hallway. And Chrissy's lawyer looked like he had aged 5 years in 5 minutes. Don't work with celebrities who pretend to be CEOs. Asked to take a nap. The worst thing is that Cam wasn't the only one with receipts because Mama entered through the back door as the courtroom was empty and Chrissy was being carried out while fighting to maintain her composure. Is it really Jim Jones' fault that he didn't attend the event at all and, based on hearsay, ignored it? Without getting up, Chrissy sat with a tissue in one hand and shook her shoulders. "Jones, you're correct." The constant chatterbox was seen, entering the courtroom with a Bluetooth gadget in her ear and what seemed to be a manila folder. Everyone who knows Mama Jones knows that she only appears when things are about to go ugly. What's in that folder? What role does she play in all of this? And why did Camron smile when she entered? Reporters were still outside during the live stream and blogs were already critiquing Chrissy for being canceled into their news stories, but everything changed when Mama Jones entered the quiet hallway. She was not there to console Chrissy. Rather, she was there to face her. And despite her silence, there was drama in her gaze. It was no accident that she was holding the manila folder as she walked past security like she owned the building and went directly to the private witness room. Chrissy and Mama Jones never had a peaceful moment since the beginning of hip-hop and love. This is a remnant of an extremely perverse and unsettled history. Their disagreements centered on the gym, money, and power. We didn't know, however, how far Chrissy allegedly went behind the scenes to silence Mama. According to a leaked paper, "What did you do, Chrissy? Or I'll listen," she said, her voice echoing through the vents as the door shut behind her. Just minutes after Mama arrived, Chrissy sent a secret email to a gossip blog offering a reality show producer $50,000 to cut out all of the Mama Jones scenes from season 4. This resulted from Mama's promise to reveal a secret agreement Chrissy had made with a private investor in Atlanta that would give him the partial rights to one of his unpublished song libraries. Chrissy was allegedly forbidden from ever touching the catalog. But now that everything is falling apart, Mama, when the prosecution dropped the second bombshell, a recently discovered voicemail from Chrissy to an unnamed woman dated March 2020. Camron was back in his seat and appeared much too composed, as if he knew the storm was finally on her side of the street. However, Chrissy had not yet returned and was still locked in the witness room with Mama. Jones has reportedly kept the receipts in court and is no longer silent. "Chrissy, I told you to use the ghost account, not the F connection. Now there." Tracing it, they yelled after a wire transfer went missing. "You got it right." Although there isn't a clear tie between Lil Durk and the crew at the moment. It is extremely concerning that F was brought up in any financial discussion that is being looked at. Prosecutors promptly requested further time from the court to obtain banking documents from two, according to reports. Chrissy's business team was connected to Atlanta-based shell companies. Just when we thought things couldn't get much worse, the FBI appeared in the corridor, fully outfitted with badges and suits. They weren't only there for show. They had identification and asked to speak with Chrissy's legal team in private court. However, due to the high level of tension in the room, one insider who was posing as a law intern sent a text message saying they found the offshore accounts. Boom, game over. Authorities reportedly believe Chrissy was transferring show money, charitable donations, and business partnerships into offshore accounts under 3 distinct names. Her quick wealth gains, brand new cars, extravagant trips, and multi-million-dollar investments have all been the focus of years of conjecture. Even though she has no active sources of income, tension, Christina Jones and Monroe Vera Santiago is registered in Panama under 3 distinct names and has the same birthday. When it was exposed, Camron didn't even flinch. Rather, he leaned back, crossed his arms, and grinned as if he had been anticipating this day since 2019. Since Chrissy had not returned to the courtroom, Capel began to believe that she was suffering a full-blown breakdown in the back. Then Jim Jones, the last person everyone had anticipated, arrived, looking exhausted and unchained. Gorgeous strip, wearing a hoodie, sunglasses, and a look that said he hadn't slept in days. He ignored the cameras, didn't say hello to anyone, and went straight to Mama Jones. He whispered something in her ear while giving her and Chrissy hugs. She emerged a few seconds later, her lips quivering and her mascara flowing. Jim yanked her hand away with such force that everyone in the front seats could hear him mutter, "You lied to the feds, now know everything after years of me." Mama Jones glanced aside as Chrissy's shoulders shattered. Her whole face fell apart. The video became viral on the internet after Jim left. Within minutes, videos of Jim turning Chrissy down in court appeared online, and Chrissy revealed Mama Jones' warning. He removed Instagram blogs that were going viral. Someone wrote, "I've known Chrissy was shady. She played everyone but not Cam." The court's first exhibit was an anonymous statement made by a former VH1 executive producer just hours earlier, asserting that Chrissy was the source of the accusation. Another person stated, "This is bigger than reality TV. It's federal indictment level," and they weren't. Ron G editing teams were frequently compensated to change her on-screen persona, eliminating verbal arguments, threats, and even reported physical altercations. In exchange, she gave them access to famous influencers and brand connections, according to one horrific statement. Chrissy weaponized reality television and every man around her to build an empire of lies. After a lengthy wait, the judge established a formal Ms. Lampkin must turn in her passport and stop discussing this matter in the media until the investigative hearing starts on Friday. Chrissy broke down once more. Mama Jones turned to her lawyer and wouldn't even look at her. She reached for Jim, but he was gone. She was about to walk away quietly when someone spoke up. That power couple brand was ruined, that love story was lost, and the reputation of reality TV aristocracy was tarnished. From the corridor, Andy Smith, "When I was on the chopping block, you used to talk a lot, but now you're quiet." There's going to be another surprise, another enemy, and another story to start, because it looks like Yandandi has receipts. Rumor has it that she has been holding back on exposing Chrissy for years. And now that the truth is out, she is ready to reveal everything. This judicial tempest of betrayal continues to rage. On reality TV, war, and retaliation, if this story moved you as much as it did us, Click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications instead of even considering scrolling. The narrative isn't even done yet. More secrets are spilling, more truth is coming, and I promise you won't want to miss what comes next. Please share your thoughts in the space provided for comments below. Do you think Chrissy is guilty or at fault? Women in a more significant game. Let's discuss given how dissimilar this drama is from pleaded.